Hello and welcome back to the channel. And today I have the Mercedes-Benz EQC. This is an all-electric vehicle. So before directly jumping into the vehicle, first let's talk about the benefits and pros of an EV, as well as definitely we'll discuss about the cons as well. So first and foremost benefit of an EV is the performance. I'll start with the performance. Now EVs have instant pickup due to the massive torque that they have to offer. So the pickup is just sublime, that I have showed in the end of the video how quick is the car is and how it is really to experience an EV. Second is the pollution factor. Now as we all know, all the governments and all the organizations have been promoting EV now because they do not emit any of the harmful gases. That is one of the most beneficial thing about owning an EV. You can contribute to the environment as well by not emitting CO2, by reducing your carbon footprint. Now third advantage or pro I would say is that maintenance. Now compared to an ICE, internal combustion engine cars, they have very less moving parts. The main component of an EV is the electric motor and the battery pack. Apart from this, they hardly have any parts, whereas an normal petrol or diesel cars have a lot of moving parts which require frequent maintenance. Though this also requires frequent maintenance, but the cost is significantly less. For your perspective, the cost will be around 40 to 50% less than what it costs to service an ICE, the petrol or the diesel car. So these are some of the main benefits of EV. Now talking of the disadvantages, as such of a car, it doesn't have any disadvantage. But one key thing or one of the major problem that or question I would say that many people have is that charging issues and range issues. So these two are quite important major points. Now this car comes with a range of 455 kilometers as claimed by the Mercedes. So every manufacturer claims a particular range, but you definitely get a little bit less than that depending upon the driving conditions, because those ranges claimed by the manufacturers are tested in utmost perfect conditions where there's no traffic. They are actually tested on dynos. So obviously in real city life, they are a bit different. So as of in India now, we don't have a solid and robust charging structure. So that is one main issue if you are planning to buy an EV and you can do all long drives and all that. So for that still India isn't ready. But if your driving is limited only to the city, like if you drive in a day 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers, then obviously EV is one of the best thing you can actually go for. So this was one of the main issue that EV faces, charging and the range. But if you can manage it to charge at your house, at your wall plug over the night, then I guess EV is really very good if you drive only in city. And even if you can just, before going any long trips, if you plan out where the charging stations are available, just call them up and whether ask them that they are ready or not, functional or not. And if you're able to get so, then obviously EVs are good for even long drives. Now this is the EQC based on the C class or the GLC. So it has some of the resemblance from the C class and the GLC of course. Now the length happens to be 4.7 meters and the height is almost 1.8 meters and width again around about 1.9 to 2 meters. Really a very big car, and it is actually the first EV that was launched by any luxury manufacturer. Now we have more too, that is the Jaguar I-Pace and the Audi e-tron GT. So this was all about the specifications. Now performance, speaking of the performance, this churns out around about 400 horsepower and 760 Nm of torque. Now that torque figure has actually gone into the supercar league, which is really very impressive if you ask me. And the pickup and the ride quality, I have spoken about it in the last. So watch the video till the end, because obviously it's going to be a very comprehensive and detailed review about the EQC and overall how an electric vehicle feels to drive, how an electric vehicle feels rather when you experience it. And it does 0 to 100 in just 5.1 seconds and a claimed top speed of 112 miles per hour. So starting at the front, we have this typical Mercedes high-powered, high-performance LED lights with these projectors. And this being EQC, it gets minute details like this blue linings that runs across the corners and a beautiful turn indicator. Now they act even as DRLs. Now grille, generally most of the EVs skip on the grille part, but Mercedes did not do it. You still get a typical grille, though it is not functional grille at all. But still, to add that sporty element, you have this grille with the chrome finishes and a very big, huge Mercedes TriStar and a Mercedes-Benz logo right over here and a chrome garnish overall running around it. We have the front parking sensors and air intake. It's not the functional one, it's just a closed, as you can clearly see that. Overall, it's a very wide car. It has a sloping roof line. Now, coming on to the alloy wheels, again, you can find EV resemblance over here. It happens to be 235 section, 20 inches alloy wheels. Now that is quite big and substantial for our Indian roads. They may have given 19 inches, so it would just increase this profile a bit. But still, as such, there's no issues in comfort, as I've spoken in the end of the video. And just, if you're wondering what is this blue elements, it actually the same alloy, but they have given the blue stripings all over it. You can spot the EQC badging over there. And there's a footstep running across the car, which actually does help while getting in and out. But overall, the ground clearance is less, so I think you may not need the footstep. The ground clearance could have been a bit more, considering that this is an electric, so you may definitely rub over the speed breakers or something like that. But still, it's sufficient enough to tackle all the speed breakers and bumps without a doubt. Now the rear is the most interesting part. According to me, it gets this LED light that just runs across entire length of the car. This is completely a single LED unit running across. There's a badging of EQC 400. 4MATIC indicating that it's a 4-wheel drive. Most of the Mercedes SUVs come with 4MATIC and they offer a great traction and they can bring you out of really very difficult situations. Again, at the rear we have the parking sensors. You can just spot them. So overall you get roundabout parking sensors are 360 degree. So even if the car comes near you in traffic, it beeps inside. And overall it has a sloping roof line little bit. There's a little bit resemblance to the GLC, not much, but as it is based on the C set of variants, so you can find that a little bit of a window line resembling the GLC, but again, not that to a great extent. So this was all about the exterior. Just to mention, we have a normal sunroof over here. You don't get panoramic sunroof. And now this car is literally quite heavy, as it gets 80 kilowatt-hour battery, which makes this car, the weight goes about 2 tons. Now that is really quite heavy. Generally, all nice high-performance EVs are above that weight category only. So this is no exception to that. And overall, very sublime car. So watch the video, as I've mentioned, till the end to know how good and well it drives. Now let's go and check out how good is the interior. Okay, so starting with the interior, now EQC has a special layout actually, and it gets typical Mercedes 2 screens, dual screens, as we all know we see in many Mercedes cars. So firstly, starting with this screen, again, it's very customizable and you get a lot of controls that you can customize from this set of buttons. Just let me turn off hazard lights. Just let me go to the home, and then you can select various options that you have been given over here: design and sport, classic, progressive. Now it just shows you the range and how much power you are using. instead of your normal rev counter. Obviously you don't get a rev counter, you do get, but now in this display it is showing the power, how much power you are actually using it, and it shows the range. Like the fuel gauge, you have the range over here. Now it is more than half, which this car can, I guess, do more than 200 kilometers in that sort of range, which is quite good. And this is your main infotainment system. A lot of controls. Just let's change the ambient light color. You can actually do from here. So just let me put it to the red so you can actually see it more clearly. So you can see it has changed to the red color, and still a lot of functions over here. EQ, if you go to EQ, this is specifically for this particular EQ. Otherwise, generally if it is AMG, you get the AMG, and if it is non-AMG, you don't get any special control for that. Now you can see all of the controls: maximum charge state, maximum charge current, departure time, search for charge stations. That also you can do through the infotainment system. That is really good. Then you have the consumption, energy flow, how much. Now currently it is 67%. Then you have the vehicle information, how much gas and a brake you are applying. Now I am pressing on the brake pedal, so you can see 4% of the brake applied. If I just press more, 13, 17, 18, 20%, it is just increasing. And if I just give gas, so you can see how much gas I am giving, so it just increases over there. So this is again your typical Mercedes 2-zone thermodynamic climate control, almost seen in all of the Mercedes cars. Then buttons for your telephone, navigation, radio, and this is for your favorite button if you want to add any function. This is for hazard light and all those. And this is again just open, it reveals 2 cup holders, and you have one USB-C charging socket, and this is a wireless charger right over there. Just close it for maintaining the neat, clean look of it. Then this is you can even control that. Just to mention, you can control from the trackpad all those controls. You can control it from the touchscreen, as well as you can control it from here as well, which adds to a supreme accessibility of all the Mercedes infotainment systems. This is your dynamic control. This is for your parking sensors off. This is for your when you're charging. This is to off your whole system or the display if you want to. This is for your volume. This is again for all the camera and if you want to see that. Now this is the center armrest, again hopefully typical Mercedes style, 2 ways. Just press this, it opens. Finished in leather, again 2 charging ports over there. Quite a lot silent cabin, leather finishes on the dash, beautiful cabin. Just this chrome brushed aluminum finish running across the dash, and we have this vertical air vents and glove box, pretty big, unusual for luxury cars like this. And you have seat controls both on driver side as well as passenger side. You get 3 memory functions, and also you get heated functions. Cool function could be given for according to our Indian climate, but nevertheless they have given the heated seat function, and you can adjust even the headrest electrically, lock unlock, and all the windows are one touch up and down. Now in this car, the ambient lighting is little bit less compared to all other Mercedes models, because in that it is significantly more. Now here you can just spot here and here. Generally you hardly spot on the doors in this one, but in E-Class and the GLS, GLE, it's much brighter actually. And we have a not panoramic sunroof, it is normal sunroof, but yeah, it is actually big, so no issues as such. And some controls for your lights. This is not, you can actually do open that, but outside it is a little bit raining, so we don't want to open it as of now. The seats are quite good and supportive. It has just activated. You can even call it Dubai Mercedes. Nice lumbar support, you can adjust that is 4-way adjustable, and overall it's an electric seat, so quite comfortable. Now let's go quickly check out how good is the rear. Before that, just
say it again, please.
You can even cancel it if you want to. It's quite sensitive actually. So that was all about the front. Now let's quickly complete the rear. So this is how the actually ingress angle is. Now the front seat is adjusted according to my height. For reference, my height is 5'10". Just go into it. So this is the amount of leg space that I have on offer here. It could be a little bit more considering the size of the car. It's above 4.7 meters. And the headroom is good enough. People of 6 feet will be comfortable. So that is an advantage. And then again, you have the climate control. It's a 3-zone climate control. 2 at the front, 1 at the rear. You can control the temperature as well as the fan speed. And you have this beautiful sound system by Burmester. You get speaker, a small speaker and a speaker over here. Power window controls, ambient lighting overall, and black headliner. If it could be beige, it would feel, cabin would feel more airy. That's my bag. Just let's open the handrest. It's a typical handrest. You don't get full armrest as like you get in GLS and E-Class. And you can just open it to reveal the cup holders, and this one is to open the top part. The seat position is little bit upright, but yeah, it is comfortable. No complaints as such. You will be comfortable for long ride, but yeah, little bit, if it would be reclined, it would be more nice. And that's the boot. The boot is actually massive, but it has that tire, so you can't use it to the max capacity. And this is a parcel tray. If you want to separate your luggage, you can do that as well. So this was all about the interior. This is how the front looks. I have showed you how comfortable the rear is, and here we have a sun blind. It's a manual. It could have been electric considering the price point, and the price happens to be 1.17 CR on road Hyderabad, which is actually a lot of money considering that it is still an EV, and you will have that range anxiety for sure, no matter which brand you are buying from. But definitely Mercedes claims 455, but you still will get above 400 if you're driving it nicely and gently, not very harsh on the throttle. So now let's go out. So now we are in the EQC, and let's talk about how it is overall, the experience. As now obviously I can't drive it, but yeah, I'll share my opinion as a passenger. The first thing you would notice is the silence. The cabin is extremely silent, and you do not get any tire noise or the road noise even. The Mercedes has insulated it very well, and this is how the interior overall feels like from a passenger perspective when you are on the road. There's a clear view of the bonnet. So even though the car is actually big, it is over 4.7 meters as I mentioned, but still it does not feel that huge because of the Mercedes have really packed and laid out the interior so well that it feels like you are driving something, a compact SUV sort of thing. And overall, being the electric makes the experience more unique and silent. Now, speaking of the way it actually drives and manages the potholes, so the pickup is amazing. It has a massive 700 plus Nm of torque, which just actually makes the driving experience more supreme and comfortable. Now you can spot the rumble strips. Overall, they're not so major, but it gives you an idea how the suspension is actually working like. You don't really feel much of the bumps into the cabin, and overall there's a less of body roll because this is like a coupe style, not exactly coupe I will tell, but still it has a quite substantial sloping roof line that they have given over here. And overall the interior, the materials and the quality is just amazing. This layout is especially very unique to EQC. Now this being based on C-Class, it definitely has that resemblance to the C-Class, the GLC, and in fact the C sedan at some points, as I have shown in the video. It's raining now. Overall, we are on a gentle drive, and a special thanks to Marvin Motors for arranging this car at such a beautiful time we have been experiencing it. And it's my first time experiencing an EV. Earlier I have reviewed EVs, but this is the first time that I'm experiencing when we are on the drive actually. So this was my short insight about how the drive overall feels like, and I have already showed you all the features and details of the car. So this was my complete detailed review about the EQC. I have clearly mentioned about all those things that EVs have pros and cons, and we even took it for a ride, and I have showed you how brilliant the ride quality is, how the bumps you feel, and the quietness of the cabin. So as always, thanks for watching, thanks for your support. Wear your seatbelts, drive safe. Thank you.